Welcome to the week three short episode picks edition. We recapped week two, and it was just so early in the week. We wanted to make sure that we popped in and came with our picks a little bit later in the week to be a little more reflective of what our final picks would look like. We really easily could have dumped lineups out there Wednesday when we recorded, but just really had no data, no information. So really wanted the picks to be a little bit cleaner, a little more representative of what we were actually doing. So we'll run through the Rose League picks now. Megan, I definitely found more information as the week went on and didn't actually have a lineup set until about 30 minutes ago.
I did not find that much new stuff, but I guess I still have like 24 hours, so maybe I'll go.
Yeah. Well, I think I have two of the Rose winners from one of the group dates, and then obviously we've seen footage on the one-on-ones. So I think at least two, and then I went a little unorthodox, at least for me, on the rest of the picks here.
Okay.
So right off the top, what I've been able to find, Brandon and Rodney, both are guaranteed roses coming through. I have Brandon winning one of the group dates, and then Rodney obviously receiving a rose on his one-on-one. Did you manage to get both of them into your lineup, Megan?
I did not, because I didn't know about Baby Boy Brandon there.
Yeah, that's something I hit real late. Yeah, he seems to be doing pretty well in that setting. So I'll be curious to see how that plays out. We do see quite a bit of some drama in this episode, and that's something that hit really late for me. I have not been able to verify it myself, but I'm hearing from reputable sources that we know Brandon has a rose going into the cocktail party.
Fair. Okay. Well, no, I did not have Brandon. I do have Rodney, knowing that he has his one-on-one. I'm super excited about watching him do that. From the previews that I saw, so I have two people who are on one of the group dates and then two people from a different group date. And then I put Nate in there as kind of just like a guaranteed lots of points. And I was going back and forth between either Nate or Joe, especially coming off of some of the drama with Joe last week. But again, we kind of talked about it. I just like how stable Nate is, and think that he's going to lead to less of those maybe negative points. So from what I believe is the first group date where they're doing like the poetry readings or like the story readings, I chose from that date Jamie and then Leroy. So this is the first time we're really seeing footage of Leroy in one of the previews. And I do enjoy him as a person. I like him a lot better than Casey or Chris G at this point. So I went with Leroy as one of those kind of lower point guys too. And then we know from the previews that we've seen that like this is the episode of Jamie drama. And so knowing that he most likely goes home and I will eat points for that, I also think that it's gonna be a lot of him in this episode. And so I do have him in from that first date.
So real similar strategy on my end. I did take Chris G as my cheap option. I didn't have a whole lot pulling for anybody, so I needed to get in that 10, 11, 12 rows range to make the salary cap work. So I did pull Chris G. Much as you did with Jamie, I took Will. This is with the Twitterverse is calling Jacket Gate. I believe is going to hit this episode, and the same as you were saying with Jamie. I know I'm going to probably eat points because I think either him and or Pizza Pete might be dumped to this episode. So acknowledging that, looking through the scoring again, and hoping that he can give me enough points at 19 roses is a little expensive. But I like the potential for the drama, and I can't prove one way or another if he does go home. So if he hits all this drama and then somehow manages the rose as well, I think there might be some points there.
I mean, manage a rose, but manages to stay till the next episode because we know that Bachelor is notorious for stopping the episodes mid rose ceremony, and so there could be a chance that he does go home this rose ceremony, but we don't see it.
Very fair. I also plugged Nate in. We saw some footage of Nate taking advantage of every minute. Some pretty heavy petting and passionate kissing in one of the previews. So I also slid Nate in. My last person is actually Clayton. I am clinging to the belief that at some point the next Bachelor is going to be interesting. We've seen a little bit of footage of him in a cocktail party type of setting, putting the moves on, dancing, kissing a little bit. I don't know if it's here. The preview we got at the end of the last episode seemed pretty heavily focused on week 3, and some of that footage was in that trailer. I'm just kind of hoping at $15. I know he at least moves on, so it's kind of a safe rose to balance out Will and Chris G. But I haven't seen it from him yet. I want him in my lineup when whatever it is that makes him so appealing to the producers happens. But we haven't seen it yet.
No, we have not. Yeah, so from that second group date, I went with Peter. So you went with Will, I went with Peter. Because yeah, I think Peter's sticking around. And it's clear from the preview that he's definitely in on some of the drama, whether that's Jamie or whether that's drama with Jamie or drama with Will. And then the last one I picked, I'm on the fence about. I might end up, so if I change my lineup, I think it's gonna be this guy, because I'm still like really not sure who I think might get the group date for that group date. But I have Martin in right now. Because again, similar to you, I know that he gets a one-on-one at some point, and like he also hasn't done a lot yet. And so I wonder if this date might be one of the dates that he does something on.
Do you happen to have his pricing handy? Where did he come in?
No.
Yeah, I don't have it either. Well, I'll throw a comment on it.
Like I would guess that he's mid-range, like maybe 14, 13.
Yeah, I'll try to remember to throw something on the description of the video with that in there. Obviously, we're not recording in quite our normal setup, so don't have all the resources at hand. So my lineup, top to bottom, is Brandon, Rodney, Nate, Will, Chris G, and Clayton for week 3.
And mine is Nate, Jamie, Rodney, Peter, Martin, and Leroy.
I might finally see some separation in points between us here. If you're dead right on these guys, that's probably gonna pull you tight.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Good luck to everyone for week 3 here. We'll get this video up as quickly as possible. Again, just wanted to make sure that we were putting our best foot forward and not talking to you about lineups that we knew we were going to change over and over. So this is pretty close to where we'll be at, depending on the late breaking news or shifts in feeling. But this should be pretty close. So we'll get this video up here. It's currently